Can I just share what I might look forward to in my life?
Okay.
Um, I have neuropathy of the heart, neuropathy of the stomach, neuropathy of the esophagus, and I sat with a nurse who said, well, this is usually the beginning of the end.
Because this this whole effects the side effects that men are just all about is completely accidental, but the purpose of these rocket products, especially this one, is helping people with their to try to increase the communication between your mind and your body, and circulation and all that sort of thing, using using trees. Yeah. Who'd have thought? Anyway.
I've been with Jackie for a long time. I know Jackie since I'm 16 years old. So I know her prior from her having any issues. It started with an eye issue. It started with fatigue in her body. And then she started declining in health. Very rapid. They promise the MS people that they have research, that they have these medicines that can stop it right there and it won't progress. And it's basically all false hope. They're just using her like a guinea pig. It was very bad. And then she really went further down in the rabbit hole with that depression, and it declined her health more and more and more.
I was not walking well and a lot of pain. I would go to the emergency room because pain would fire over and over again and I couldn't find a way to stop it. When it got really bad, it was every 2 to 3 seconds, and then I couldn't handle my life anymore. And I would go to the emergency room and they would inject me with...
So to see her taking 7, 8, 9, up to 14 pills in a day.
My legs. I had pain, neuropathy pain up into my thighs. And I could not feel below my knees. It was like walking around on, like you see the pirates with wooden peg legs. That's what it was like.
You couldn't feel that impact on your feet.
No impact, nothing. I could feel from my knees up, I could realize I had landed, because of vibration.
I had mood changes, which doctors were going in circles trying to diagnose me with some type of mental illness that they couldn't figure out. Oh, it's this, no, it's that. And then finally they're like, oh, it's bipolar. I'm like, all right, you didn't know what it was, So
yeah, and they gave you medicine for that as well, medication for that as well.
Yeah, they gave me the generic for Geodon.
If you talk to a lot of people in pain, as a pastor I did, and when you're in pain, it makes you a miserable person to be around. And you don't try to be miserable to other people, but you're just miserable.
And then he's like, try it, you have nothing to lose, but you're in bed all the time, and I go, I'll just buy it,
Mm-hmm.
And I received it on November 22nd of last year, and I took it in the morning, how you instructed, don't eat or anything like that, just take it. And I was like, okay. And I waited a few minutes, and then I started looking around. I'm like, am I seeing things? Is this really happening?
Well, I consider myself fortunate because you gave me a very good introduction, and I ordered immediately following talking to you. And I've been taking, I looked on the website. The official launch of this, I think, was last December. Is that right?
Yeah, in fact, we did it only a limited amount last December. This is not even a year yet.
And so I started taking it, knowing it was supposed to help with circulation, knowing the advertisement I had seen, it was going to help with other things, possibly. Yeah. I actually, so anyway, so I got it very early on, which I didn't realize until I was at the website the other day.
Wow, that's beautiful. And the blue, like I see the blue, more blue, and then I see the white, more white, and I'm like, oh wow, this is just amazing. Like I'm looking at all this and everything's beautiful. I go outside because I gotta go drop off my son to school, and I look in the sky and everything's beautiful. I'm like, oh wow, this is all like if I've been given new eyes.
In about 2 weeks, I started having pain in my legs. Now, I started complaining about it to my wife, and she said, "You have pain in your legs?" I said, "Yeah, I have like muscle. It's like pain." And she said, "Not the firing, nerve firing?" I said, "No, it's different. It's And she looks at me, she goes, "You should be happy right now." I said, "Well, what?" She goes, "You haven't had pain in your legs like that for several years, Paul. If you're feeling anything, something's happening." And now, like a huge department store that's just like got everything in it, and you start at the front door and you walk to the back.
Yeah.
I used to walk to the carts. That was as far as I could get into a store. Now I shop. I walk around the whole store,
Wait, hold on. That's the problem. I don't want us to spread the word that us men are starting to shop now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I gotta be.
And then next you know, like I start feeling my fingers, and I'm like, I could feel them because some like MS kind of disrupts the
nervous system. Yeah.
Where you really can't feel like it's kind of hard to explain, but I was feeling my finger. I could feel them so good, like I could really feel them.
Oh, that I was telling you at the beginning of the call about that firing pain. It's a nerve pain. It would happen over and over. It's only happened once this year. And like since January. Since January.
Now, there is. I do have to ask you something. There is something too that, and it's kind of cool because we're guys, that we have this tool,
Yeah.
that women don't have, and the most common thing that I hear from guys is, especially brand new, things start puffing up, package size, the whole thing, during the day on its own, and that's only because your blood flow commands that your mind is giving your body is kicking in, blood flow kicks up, and of course that reacts. Have you ever experienced anything like that?
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about that, because when you get into these kinds of things, it's a little embarrassing. I mean, seriously.
Just yeah. Right.
Okay, but I would walk into the guy's room, and the restroom, and I would walk up to the urinal. This is prior to December, okay? And my body had stopped functioning in so many ways. And I would stand there and, you reach in and you can't find it. Because it's like retracting into your body. Okay.
Well, it must be really freezing cold outside, right?
It was not cold.
Okay.
No. I wish I had that excuse. And it's embarrassing because I used to stand there and you'd have to make sure everything was situated so that you didn't turn away from the urinal and have the whole front of your pants wet. Okay. In other words, it didn't come out far enough.
Wow.
To get past the genes. Okay. I don't have that issue anymore. I can walk in like a regular guy. I unzip my pants, the package is there, and I come out dry. So I'm saying it this way because there's somebody out there, all right, who will see this video that'll go, oh, that's my issue. I mean, certainly activities with your wife, you want to restore those things. And that's good, okay?
Yeah.
But that's not where the package increased within same day. Okay,
Yeah.
same day I first took it, okay?
What'd you think?
What?
What did you think when that happened? Same day.
Same day was like, I had taken so many other products. I was like, this works. What happened? So, but you know, I'll tell you it shouldn't be this way. That somehow it made me more happy just to be a guy at the urinal than pursuing other things. Okay, but that was a big thing for me. Okay, and this helped. This was the difference. And so, you know, when I mean, we shouldn't advertise in the restroom, but when I'm standing next to a guy who can't find his, I'm thinking, I don't know, have you tried Rocket Man? And but I haven't done that yet. I keep thinking about it.
And this was wonderful. She checked me out, everything, and she's like, you look good, you're doing better. And I told her everything. I go, well, this, that, you know, no more bad balance, and I don't need this medication. I don't have constipation anymore, and all that. And then she goes, well, I'm happy to say that I'm happy for you that you got better. But the bad news is I can't be your doctor anymore. I was like, what? And she goes, no, I can't. You don't need to be in this part of the clinic anymore because you're actually better than what you were before. I'm like, yay.
That was great news.
I can now feel like my wife will sometimes put lotion on my legs just because skin dries out, you know, and I can feel her hands now, and I couldn't before. When I walk, in December, I was using a cane. By the maybe end of January, I gave up the cane because I could feel the bottom of my feet on the ground, and I could actually balance and stabilize.
Okay, so after a month, you were able to stop having to walk with a cane.
Yeah, I would say 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Wow.
6 weeks. Keep up the cane.
Then, like by the end of December. So I started in November 22nd, and then already by the end of December, around, I would say between 27th and December 3rd, around there, that, you know, I stopped taking all that, which I was pretty happy because my mom was on vacation, but when she came back, I was like, I quit a lot of medication. She's like looking at me like, oh no, she's having a bipolar attack. Like,
okay, that's pretty incredible. I mean, look at all the things you stopped taking, or you don't need anymore, right?
No.
And on your own, you decided, I just don't need it.
Yeah, on my own, I decided I just don't need it. And I even went to the doctor, to the neurologist in January, and I was so happy. I was like, check me, you know, like do all the exams. And he was like, his eyes were like, you know, like wide, and he's looking at me, and he's like, I'm like, he goes, what are you taking? I go, oh, I'm taking something called Rocket Man and everything. I know it's you know, I told him I know it's not, you know, for that and stuff. It's for something else. that I saw on the website, but it helps me. He goes, and he's like, well, if it helps you, keep on taking it. I'm like, hey.
That's awesome. Yeah, isn't that incredible? Now, how long after that was it that you were able to put away the cane? You sent me a photo of the cane that's been in storage now, your cane, but you don't have to walk with a cane anymore.
No, actually, since the beginning of December, I noticed that my balance was good, and I go, I don't need the cane. And so I put it away, and I'm like, okay. And I kept on testing and walking around. I'm like, okay, I'm not losing balance. I feel good. It's working. It's really awesome. So.
I'm going to tell you what it does for people with MS and even other people that have different ailments, especially things that are blood flow related. I think it's incredible. Now, of course, for a guy, when the guys take it, everything works. We know that.
I told Brian, it makes you like young again, like a teenager, like my son right now, he's 13. It makes you young again.
Yeah, it actually does. And then everything works like you're young again. And that's great. But on the serious side, if you were like me and you found something that is making a difference in these people's lives,
yes,
physically, like her with MS, right? We need more people to help us get the word out.
Right. Hi, Johnny.
Hey.
Yeah.
So do you ever do Skype like this?
First time. First Messenger. Yes, some questions.
He said if you have some questions for him.
Yeah. So, what sort of things are challenging you right now?
My mind's fine, but my body can't catch up to me. I could think right. My mind working fine. That understand, I comprehend, but my body doesn't respond to me.
Oh, so it literally is similar to what she's describing. Yeah, where your mind's great, your body's great, but it's a communication issue.
Yeah.
Well, they've asked me to send some samples of the way it's branded right now. It's called Rocket Man, but but basically, we discovered it by accident, and it's a food, and it's basically, for a lot of the guys I've talked to, all of a sudden things start communicating better. In about 30 minutes or maybe 45 minutes, even an hour, you're going to start feeling something where you're just kind of be like, bing, like awake. And
something totally different, Johnny. It's unbelievable. It's not when you take it. Actually, I felt it like within 20 minutes. Like 20 minutes passed, and all of a sudden it's like all my senses was functioning. It was working. Johnny, I threw away all my pain medication. I take no more pain medication. I threw away a box of medication. I take no more medications.
So I think it'll be great to see what sort of changes you experience.
All right, cool.
Awesome. Right in my brother's car.
Yeah. You look terrific. I mean, it's your brother was telling me that you kind of like lit up, and I got to tell you, your face is awake. You're like snapped up.
I'm upbeat, more involved with people around me, more more active. I move around a lot better. And it's just awesome.
All right, so what was, do you remember once you took the dose, your first helping? Of course, we just regard this as food, right? I mean, it's from trees, but it's food. So, did you feel anything physically or anything within the first hour or two when you first took your first?
It caught me by surprise, but it took about half an hour once it kicked in to get hard.
Okay.
And that